Good day and God bless everyone. I am Angelina R. Galvadores, and in our group, I will be the one to discuss the Peace Team 3 promoting nonviolence. So, what is nonviolence? Nonviolence is the personal practice of not causing harm to others under any condition. One step at a time, one choice at a time, one day at a time, we can learn to practice nonviolence. The noble and courageous spirit within each of us reveals itself as the skills, talents, wisdoms, and characters of a peaceful human being through our daily nonviolent choices and acts. Nonviolence begins with learning to be less aggressive and more sympathetic towards oneself. We learn through developing the confidence to speak and behave with respect, honor, and reverence for our own existence. This is how every one of us, in our own unique manner, helps to bring the world towards peace. Promoting nonviolence and peace is the cause or a cause that UNESCO and almost every other peace-loving country support. However, achieving peace in a divided globe is difficult. There's always something to fight over. This frequently results in disruption of peace and, more often than that, violence. With respect to Mahatma Gandhi, by which he discussed his belief about nonviolence. He teaches that a person who possesses nonviolence is blessed.
As Gandhi believed that as long as people accept exploitation, both exploiter and exploited will be entangled in injustice, but once the exploited refuse to accept relationship, refuse to cooperate with it, they are already free. And it means that
a true nonviolent individual accepts violence on himself without inflicting it to another person. There is a need for a perfect weapon to combat violence, and it is nonviolence. When it comes to Martin Luther King Jr., which he believes in the related principles to Gandhi held onto, Martin Luther King Jr. came to understand how nonviolence could become a way of life, applicable to any situations or in all situations. He called the principle of nonviolent resistance the guiding light of our movement. Gandhi once said, nonviolence means avoiding injury to everything on earth in thought, word, or deed. We believe as Gandhi and Martin Luther King did that the words love and peace can be used by the culture of violence to justify the world's wars, injustices, and violence, so we use the clumsy word nonviolence to talk about a new way of life, a new spiritual path, a new methodology for a social political change, and a new way to organize through grassroots movements as a humanity's best hope. So, let's proceed to why nonviolence. It is both an ethical and moral choice, which means that the rights, duties, language use, what it means to live an ethical life, and how people make moral decisions are the beautification for it. Destruction is not the law of humans. Destruction is often accompanied by other grave assaults on human dignity and human rights. So we must not let it encroach in our well-being. The power of our own understanding of peace and nonviolence, both a condition and values, cannot be underestimated. It is because our ideas shape our feeling and our action, as well as how we relate with others.
Good day everyone, my name is Najara M. Dumram, and this group, my part is what in Nonviolent Direct Action. Nonviolent action refers to efforts to pursue with the action via methods of protest, non-cooperation, and interventions. It means they did not use violent action. And we have three major categories of nonviolent direct action. Number one is protest and persuasions. These are actions that highlight the issue and continue and or the desired strategy for responding to the situations. Specific methods include petition, poster, banner, speech, and the other educational forms, and the protest meeting, and the all consider acts of protest and persuasions. Number two is non-violent non-cooperation. As protesters may refuse to participate in the behavior to which they are objectively, socially, economically, and or politically. Specific methods include sanctuary, boycott of council stick, civil disobedience, and court and school. And number three is non-violent interventions. This strategy includes techniques in which protesters actively interfere with the activity to which they are objecting. Specific method includes sit-ins, pass, overloading of facilities like mental health facilities, educational facilities, and parallel government. And the main goal in the applying nonviolent intervention is to provide for the care, welfare, safety, and secure of all persons involved. In general, the level of the disruptions and confrontation increase as one move from protest and persuasions to interventions. If their protesters go to convert, protester and persuasions is likely to be the most appropriate category from which to choose. If they are protesters wish to force their opponents to change their behavior, they will probably need to include nonviolent intervention methods in their overall strategy. Those we are seeking accommodation must be mixed protest and persuasion tactics with non-cooperation if the former are not having the desired impact. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day and God bless. I am Junalyn Moldy Duarte, first year BEd student. So this video, I will going to discuss my assigning report entitled The Goals of Nonviolent Action. So the first goals is seek to dramatize the issue of injustice to put pressure on the adversary to confront the issue. So it is seek to dramatize an issue where this issue is injustice, so that the adversary will be forced to piece the problem or the issue. The second goal is seek to create a tension or crisis that would liberate victims from silence and helplessness. So it is one that seek to create a way or tension and crisis in which it will help liberate the victims from silence and incompetence. And the third goal is seek to gain attention and consequently support from the larger community. So this is turn is one that seek to gain an attention which comes from the support that comes from the larger community, and it is consequently the reason for achieving the goals of nonviolent action. So that nonviolent action, it is the practice of achieving goals such as social change through symbolic. And that's all. God bless.
God bless everyone. I'm Donna Belacera, taking a Bachelor of Elementary Education. My report is all about the steps in doing nonviolent direct action. Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights activist. Nonviolent direct action can be subdivided into 4 steps, according to the Center for Nonviolent Social Change. The first step is to gather information in order to determine if there is not any unfairness or there is no bias. The gathering information is important first step in any nonviolent struggle. The second step is to raise public awareness of the issue, and also should aim to help victims understand their situation or issue and let them believe they can overcome it. And also, raising adversaries' awareness of the issue of injustice could also help in gaining support from their ranks or groups or aid in their conversion process. The third step is to bring people together and form alliances. If organizations are established and equipped for peaceful struggle, knowledge of injustice can still change things. Understanding the condition of injustice, taking opinions, and establishing answers are all part of organizing. The use of various nonviolent action methods would be the final step in nonviolent struggle. Gandhi used a variety of tactics, including the burning of symbols such as crosses and cloth, boycotts, marches, and public gatherings. Martin Luther King Jr., the organization's leader, used public rallies to deliver powerful speeches, including the famous "I Have a Dream" speech. And that's all. Thank you and God bless.